You're doing nothing if you stand by this president.
What happened to girl power? This is feminist solidarity? Okay, well, if you don't agree with liberals, you're just completely out of the game. You have to just go home. Bake cookies? I don't know. In studio is Harmeet Dhillon, a former vice chairman of the Republican Party of California. And in Portland, we're joined by Democratic strategist Marcy Stech. All right, ladies. Harmeet, let's start with you. Kirsten Gillibrand is a senator from New York. She used to actually be a kind of a conservative Democrat on immigration, on gun rights. She moved to Long Island. Suddenly, she's a different person, but that's neither here nor there. So Gillibrand is going to stand up for women. But then suddenly, after she says Trump should resign, he hits back, just like he said about Mitt Romney, by the way. He got on his knees and begged me. Same thing he said to Romney. And now it's, oh, my gosh, this is sexism. Is that sexism, Harmeet?
Well, I mean, I have to give it to Kirsten Gillibrand. She has done an amazing job as a chameleon to evolve from KKG sorority sister at Dartmouth, one of the beautiful people there on campus, to gun-loving Democrat from upstate New York, to now one of the far-left members of the Senate. And, you know, this is all very calculated, Laura. She obviously set out this tweet knowing the president's predilection for fighting back, and he took the bait. He did fight back, and now she's troped, as you said, into this victim mentality. And it's so tiresome to hear women, strong women, one of the most powerful women in America, the people in one of the most exclusive clubs in the world, to say all of a sudden she's a victim. I mean, you know, it really defies belief, and I'm disappointed as a woman. I mean, you would like to see her stand up and give as good as she gets, but that's not what she's doing. And you know what else is interesting, Laura? If you Google Trump and Gillibrand today, she's already got the SEO optimization going. The number one thing that comes up is, you know, I'm fighting back against Trump, and, you know, donate here.
Yeah.
So this whole thing was set up.
Yeah, she's running for president in 2020,
absolutely.
Right? I mean, Marcy, let's go to you on this. I mean, Gillibrand is very politically ambitious. That's fine. She's without a doubt going to run for president. I think this entire thing was choreographed from the beginning, getting rid of Frank and dumping him off the side of the boat, so you could try to tag Trump with Roy Moore. And they're probably surprised that Roy Moore won in the end. But how are you standing up as a strong woman? And the second someone comes back and says, basically you're full of it, you're like, oh, this is sexist. Trump said the same thing about Mitt Romney, almost the exact same thing about Mitt Romney.
Well, I think these words take on a different context when we're talking about a man who has been accused of now 20 women of unwanted sexual advances, and that's the current sitting president of the United States, the man who tweeted those words against Kirsten Gillibrand. Now, she and several others have come out to call for his resignation, yet he was the only one who fired off a tweet to her and not to the others. So
she's leading the charge.
Shows that she's being held to
I just want to understand this,
which I think by definition is sexism.
But Marcy, I just want to understand, when you call everything sexism, nothing is sexism. I mean, you can't have it both ways. You can't say, I'm going to be in the arena, I'm just as tough as the guys, and then when the president of the United States says, you know something, I'm calling you know what on you. And then you say, oh, I need all my gal pals to help me, and then demonize Ivanka and demonize Melania because they stand with the person they believe, correct? So they're now enabling Donald Trump. Do you believe that?
Sexism is about being held to a different standard, and that's what we're talking about in this exchange between Senator Gillibrand.
How is she being held to a different standard?
I think that I think it is totally understandable that
Laura,
Trump sees her as a threat.
nonsense.
I mean, she is everything that he is not. She is compassionate. She is kind. She is qualified, and that is the reason why she's on the list for so many Democrats in 2020.
If you keep talking over me, I have to cut your mic. Marcy, what I don't understand is why are Democrats so afraid to debate the issues? Harmeet, on immigration, trade. Trump's killing it on trade, on deregulation, on tax reform, which he's going to get before the end of the year. The Democrats are running scared on these issues. They're losing on issue after issue, so they go back to the same old line that they lost the election on in October, which is the old accusers. And I think people are getting weary of it, but Harmeet, and then Marcy can close it out.
Yeah, so Laura, exactly. I mean, this is a shallow and very obvious distraction here. Let's remember Gillibrand's history. She stands hand in hand with the Clinton family and the Clinton crime syndicate in numerous instances. Hillary Clinton is her mentor. She threw Hillary and Bill under the bus in the last couple of months. Al Franken was her colleague. She's thrown him under the bus expeditiously. And Donald Trump is a person who's given her 3 or 4 campaign contributions. He gave her contributions as a member of the Congress running for her second race, and a couple of times in her special election to become a United States Senator. And how conveniently has she thrown him under the bus?
All right,
So
Marcy,
I would like.
Yeah, I think you painted that narrative. Marcy, we're out of time, but should she give her contribution she got from the Clintons, all the money she raised with them, back? Or to charity? Should she do that?
No, I think Senator Gillibrand should do exactly what she's doing, which is using her voice to advocate for the millions of women around the country who feel marginalized by this
keep
president.
the money from the guy
hypocrite.
who was accused of raping someone. That's not a double standard.
Total
All right, guys,
hypocrite.
I appreciate it. You know, sometimes Republicans are their own worst enemies. And some want to give away the farm on some issues where they don't really need to, such as DACA, or kind of like a Dreamer amnesty light. I'll debate a member of Congress on this issue, and it's